Hi, Stampers. It's Lisa. Welcome to today's live. I have a card today I know you're going to love. How pretty is that? I'm calling it a split front peekaboo because it's kind of a peekaboo card, but we're splitting the front and opening it a little different. And then we're going to layer up some of our die cuts out of that Stars at Night bundle. It's part of the Oh Holy Night suite, which is a super suite, as I call them, because it's got two bundles in it, and I find it amazing. I've been using it a lot, and I wanted to share how to do this card with you. So, welcome everyone. Hi there, Wendy. Happy birthday. Wendy had a birthday yesterday. Welcome. Good. I love it when I show you guys cards you haven't seen before. I always feel like I've done them all, but occasionally I find one that people haven't seen. So fun. So this is our card. I'm using our stylish shapes. Those are our stitched circles. And then I'm going to use two dies out of our Stars at Night set. And this is a hybrid embossing folder. And what that means is that you can take this die and place it inside this folder, and it's going to kind of snap in place. I have it upside down. No, I don't. It goes on this side. It's going to kind of snap in place. There we go. And then you will be able to load your paper in there and then close it, run it through your machine, and it's going to cut and emboss at the same time, which is super cool. I used that on this other card. And this is that glow in the dark paper. You can't really tell here, but the star will glow. And I inked up the embossing folder before I used it. This will be what I'm doing on Thursday. So come back for that one. But we're just using the dies today. And I'm going to use this one and I'm going to use this one. And then out of the circles, I'm going to be using the not the largest one, the next size down to cut the circle out of the middle. And then I'm going to use one smaller to get that gold back there, the glimmer paper. So I've already cut some pieces small enough to fit into my mini machine. So let's go ahead and get those cut. I'm going to have to pull out the bigger machine for that one, but I'm going to show you how we do that. But for right now, we just need that one. And then we need this one. Back. And then for the Night of Navy piece, I'm going to use the part that pops out of the middle. But you know me, I love to use things where I don't waste any paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this circle that I've already pre-die cut, and then I'm going to set that in the middle and run it through. Then I'll be able to use that star on today's card, but I'll have a circle left over to use on another card. Is the glow-in-the-dark paper still available? It was the last time I looked. I can check that really quick. When they are just out of stock for right now, they're going to say currently unavailable. And when it's completely gone, then it's just going to disappear from the store. Come on. I'm in another window trying to check. It's not letting me. Might be using too much bandwidth in streaming at the same time, but I will check that for you. So here is my circle. Obviously, there's a few little things I'll need to poke out. But then this can be used on another card. And then I'm going to use this one on today's card. So let's push those out of the way. And then, like I said, I'm going to need the bigger die cutting machine for this one. And I'm going to need some Post-it notes. All right. So I have our card base here that is 5.5 by 8.5. I have scored this at 2 1/8 from either end. So it's 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. But the basic gist is that I want these two things to come together. So rather than score them separately, I like to push the card together to where my centers are going to meet up. And then I come back and burnish the edges once I know that these are meeting exactly in the middle so that there's no gap in there. And then that's going to give me the right, I don't know, where they meet in the middle. What are we going to call that? The right. Anyway, then I have 2 pieces of our designer series paper. This is out of that Oh Holy Night suite. I made it 2 inches by 5 3/8. So that's just giving me the really tiny 1/8 of an inch border. And I'm going to go ahead and put these 2 pieces of paper on first. Before I do the die cutting. And you'll see why when I do it, because I want this to die cut, you know, right on the edge. And since it's got that stitching in there, it's going to be really helpful in keeping it together. Okay, now you're looking at me strange going, okay, well, I want to die cut through the front, but I don't want to die cut through the back. And how am I going to make it match up, right? I'm going to show you. Like I said, we need this bigger machine. Now I want this right there because I want it kind of pushed to one side and I want it centered over the 2. So I'm kind of eyeballing it. You could measure if you want to, but then I'm going to take a Post-it note and I'm going to hold this one in place. Then when I open this all up, then I'm just cutting out the one side. So we can run that one through first. Okay, then I'm going to bring it back and close it up. Now I want to anchor this side. So I'm going to move my Post-it note over to this side. And then I'm going to very carefully open this back up again. Okay, so it already die cut one side. I just moved my Post-it note. And now we're going to die cut the other. So there we go. There's our circle cut out. So when I fold my card back together, those are going to match up perfectly. How about that for magic, huh? All right, good. So then we're going to work on our focal point here. I already did that die cutting, so we can go ahead and grab our little pieces. Yes, glow in the dark 6x6 specialty paper is still available. Now, I needed more of this glimmer paper, and I don't have any more. So I had scraps, and what I did was I put them together, and then I ran tear and tape over it, and then I ran it through and cut it. Now, because this is the bottom of all of this, nobody's going to be able to tell that I had to Frankenstein some pieces together here. So there's my circle. Already sticky, so I'm going to set that aside. And then we have our star here. This is a little difficult to pop out of here. So what I did before is I kind of pushed it a little with one of the ejection holes. And yes, it went all the way through the paper, frustrated the heck out of me. But if I can get one corner to give, oh, come on. If somebody has a trick for getting this out of here easier than what I'm doing, I'd love to hear it. Maybe some wax paper in between before die cutting. Come on. There we go. There's one. Okay, now not ideal. So probably want to do the wax paper trick. But again, I'm going to be burying it under the blue star. So I'm just going to arrange it so that one of the points is going to cover up my boo-boo. So good. You guys have some tricks in there in the comments on how you can get these out easier. But like I said, I boo-booed it a little bit. I'm okay with that. I'm going to just arrange my blue star over the top of it to cover up my mess. No need to panic, right? It's all fixable. And then I need my little blue star. And then I wanted to stamp on this. I wanted just a little bit of extra something. I don't know if you can see, but it's got little marks on it. And I did that with the stamp set. This one right here. I suppose you could use this one as well, or maybe even this one or that one. Any of them work, but I don't know. I'm in love with this one. I think it looks like fireworks. So I think you can do something for New Year's out of this stamp. I'm not sure what yet, but I know there's something we can do. So that just gave it a little something. And then we can, let's see, stamp our sentiment. I have the inside of our card. This is a 4 by 5 1/4. That's our standard inside. And then I wanted the sentiment, celebrate the magic of the season, to go across the bottom. Let's do that stamping first. In case we need a boo-boo, we need to flip it over and use the other side. but somewhere just close to the bottom so that it's not going to show through the hole. Okay. That looks good to me. And then I'm going to insert this inside our card. And then close it back up. And then I'm going to just insert this circle right in the middle of that hole. So doing it from the outside, I can kind of see through and know that I'm getting the right border all the way around. Then we just need to layer up. There we go. See, I know I had that gold star. So here we go. We're going to put that one right there. So because this is glimmer, I'm going to go ahead and use some glue dots because that's going to make this stick better. The glue dots are just thicker and they're going to give like something for the glimmer paper to grab onto. Since the glimmer paper is kind of textured, it can grab onto the glue dots. So that's why I'm using those instead of Stampin' Seal. See, and I have the one little boo-boo. So when I come in and attach this one, I'm going to make sure that one of those points just covers it up. And then I'm going to take one of these little star trinkets and I'm going to plop one of those right down in the center. Now, if you wanted this in printed direction or you wanted, you know, the graphics I make, the measurements in print, all of that, all you have to do is place an order with me because this and 5 other cards are going to be my customer appreciation PDF of the month. So if you use the hostess code off my website, you will get printed directions, like I said, for this card and the 5 others. The brush tip for this, Christy's asking if I had used the brush tip. Would that have helped me poke this out of here? Not really, because the bristles are kind of a thin plastic, and if you press too hard and they get caught in there, it can rip the bristles out of the brush. And it's something about the stitching that's making this really grab hold tight. So I think it needs the wax paper or dryer sheet. But good thought. I do use the brush tip end a lot for other ones, just it didn't work for me on this one. And then I had gone ahead and made a bow using the bow maker tool and adhered that to the front here. So there we go. There's today's card, real quick and easy. And good news is that I already have Friday or Thursday's card designed. Oh, I had this to the side. Oh, I wanted to show you this. Do you all know this trick? If you take a piece of designer series paper, this is 2.5 by almost 6. I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive on here. And then lay my paper on top, making sure I'm flush with the edge. And then I'm going to take my paper snips and just trim around this. And then I have a decorated envelope that's going to coordinate with my card. I need to trim a little off here, but that's quick and easy. I'm not as precise when I get talking. But there is our card and our envelope. Now I'm leaving the ribbon off of this one because I find that that ribbon is kind of a bump in the envelope and it will cost me extra postage. So just be kind of careful with that. Thank you for those giving me a thumbs up. I totally appreciate that. Sharing the video and giving me the thumbs up helps me get seen and get tossed out there to more viewers. I love it when you share me with your friends. And thank you to those who have put in hashtag prize patrol. That is how you get entered into the drawing, because I have a wheel in the background collecting everybody's name. So when you are live and you put in that hashtag prize patrol, it's going to enter you into a drawing, and I will pull and see who gets mailed today's card. So go ahead and make sure you've done all that, and make sure that you are on my mailing list. You want to sign up for my newsletter. You can do that at queenbeecreations.net. It'll give you a little pop-up and you can just type your email in there and let me know that you want to know, because specials are coming out. I know everybody's talking Black Friday, and last year Stampin' Up! Did something a little early. They didn't wait until Black Friday. So don't wait until Black Friday to sign up on my list, because if you want to know about the deals coming out and you want to be first to hear all the news, then make sure you're on my newsletter. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove our card and share the wheel. There go the dogs. Somebody's out there doing something that annoys them. See, you can hear them, can't you? Barking their little heads off. Pixie, stop. So, I showed you today's, oh yeah, I have the other card. I have Thursday's card to show you too. Some of you saw that if you popped on early. But let's give this a wheel, a spin. Congratulations, Helene. You are today's winner. You're going to get this card in the mail. You know the drill. All you're going to do is pop on over to my website, queenbeecreations.net. And then up there in the address bar at the end, you're going to put /prize patrol. And that will enter you into the drawing, or sorry, give you the Google form where you go fill out and tell me that you won. So that's my little checklist of how I know what I've sent off in the mail. As I said, this is going to be my card on Thursday. I don't know if you can tell, but I've inked up the embossing folder before I went ahead and dry embossed that. It gave this wonderful look, and I kind of did the blending brushes on the edges. I'll show you how I did that one. It does have that super fun glow-in-the-dark paper on there that, yes, is still available. And you will be glad to know that I have indeed already filmed the video where I show you how to replace the nibs in your Stampin' Blends. If you have Stampin' Blends and the tip has gone a little funky and you want it pretty like this again, then I have an Amazon link and a tutorial on how you can improve your Stampin' Blends. So that should go up tonight, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday. Thanks. Bye.